And it was very large considering the fact that, lots of things like also how Egypt had food, the ammonium nitrate was the secret, of course, to basically the fertilizer. And, basically having ammonium nitrate without ammonium nitrate and other kinds of nitrate or whatever other kinds of fertilizers, you can't really grow food in the desert. Well, you can kind of with enough livestock, and we had a livestock thing going where we had a lot of livestock just pooping in the desert or pooping in these places to kind of create like little oases and stuff like that. But how to turn desert sand into basically fertile fields was something that Lucifer Star LS could do. That's something that my researchers and my farmers could do. We could turn just about anywhere into good fertile land, as long as it wasn't too radioactive, of course. But that's something that Lucifer Star did. That's something that I did. What my company did. We could literally be anywhere. Through different kinds of things, importing clay and all kinds of other stuff. We've done many desert communities where it's just like citadel in the desert, because we can. Where we could grow plants almost anywhere, and you can actually grow in sand fairly easily. It's just that the water goes through it a little bit too easy and all that other stuff, and it takes a special kind of plant. But I mean, realistically, you can grow stuff anywhere you want, and basically with shelter and all that other stuff, and underground, you just have to build more underground than you do on top ground and have lots of airways and all that other stuff, lots of breeze throughways, and basically you could be anywhere. You could be in the desert, you could be in the middle of the ocean, you could be in space, and you could have fertile land. Anyway, it's all in the makeup of the ground and the soil, and that's something that Germany had a long time ago, as well as other places like China and lots of different places, knew how to grow things. Although, it's easier if you just stay by the bands, by where there's water. But and there's also deep underground mines and stuff like that. All the water basically goes down inside the mining shafts and goes down inside the mines and basically goes down underground. So even though it looks like there's no water there, there's actually tons of water there, all inside the mine shafts and everything else like that. Otherwise, it would flow down and into the ocean. So anyway, there's lots and lots of complicated things, and basically how we have water accumulation places and all that other stuff. But anyway, though, it's all complicated and all science and all that, and I don't really care anymore. But it was something that I used to care about when I was doing terraforming, and basically, it's something that the children do nowadays. Worry about where to grow stuff and all that other stuff, and was part of creating America, and also like getting rid of the Dust Bowl and all that other stuff. And in the end, later on, I was able to just spend money. It was nice. It was nice when I finally could just spend money. I was like, just spend money and have people go do it. And I don't have to worry. I wouldn't have to worry about it so much anymore. So technically, I'm retired and I'm old, and like I'm Lucifer Star, the Lucifer Star, of 800 galaxies or 12 different forms of life, and I'm very, 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 very old, 100 trillion years. So anyway, and that's how I knew about the galaxy, which they were trying to cover up. That's getting big, closer and closer and closer and closer to us. And it's possibly negatively charged particles. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I did it a long time ago, and it was just something I did that I remember. Hey, whatever. Doesn't matter anymore. But basically, I'm your daddy. No, actually, yeah, I am. I'm your great, 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 whatever, basically creator. So, in human form. Anyway, lots of people knew it. Other people knew it, and lots of people were trying to cover it up or trying to beat me, but they weren't me. So, and even today, Trumpy is inside of a house pretending like it's the president's house, but it's realistically Lucifer White Star's house. That's my house. So, anyway, and slowly over, but for surely, the Republicans are going. It's like that is Lucifer White Star's house. I paid for it. I paid $7,000 to have it renovated and made nice. So, and I gave okay for the money to be spent to renovate it and make it look nice. And then other people moved in and tried to hold it, try and keep it, try and say that it's their house. But it's really just the Republicans renting it. So anyway, it's my house. So is the Washington, D.C. building. It's just my building. It was a library for a while, and then it was a courthouse, and then became other things. So whatever. Anyway, yeah, and there was a motor place, whatever, school. Anyway, whatever. I mean, it's over hundreds of trillions of years, and whatever. And it goes back to old colony days. The LSF-H colony ship, and the little blackbirds that went with it. They're made out of depleted uranium. So, anyway, I used to know and I used to care, and then other people were like, ah, and then shoot him in the back of McCain and all that other stuff, or shoot him in the side McCain, John McCain, and all that came along, and it just got all crazy. So, and it's just a bunch of people running around that had the old John McCain itch. It itches. Yeah, it's called crabs, or whatever. It's actually an infection that itches, and once you get it won't go away, and you just scratch it more and more and more. It was on one of the islands, and we knew where it was, where it came from. So, and then the submariners had it for like years, and didn't go to the doctor. So we named it the John McCain itch, because he and the other submariner crews from Pearl Harbor had it really bad. And when you'd see women like scratching like this, it itches. It's like, it's a viral infection or a fungus, actually. You can't get rid of it by scratching on it. It just makes it worse. But, with proper medication and some other stuff, or actually just some stuff, and then, both people need to be treated, it'll go away. So, like I said, there was a STD or anti-whatever thing that was in Japan and also Germany. All our clinics that were treating people for their little itches and their scratches and stuff like that. And we noticed, because we were wondering, why isn't this going away? And that's when we knew that there were people out there in the submarines, because these people weren't going through the normal checkpoints that would inspect for these kind of things. So these viral infections and STDs kept popping up. It's like, how are these people getting through the borders and reinfecting people after we hear them? So anyway, and that's how we were able to track them down. But the submariner crews didn't know it. So anyway. Yep, and that's the story. So anyway. The true story. Anyway, whatever. It's all ridiculous.